People want to give you massages, they want to give you all sorts of things. Now this is exciting. So Bangkok is getting ready to reopen. You can see it everywhere. So right now I'm in Nana and there's just so much activity going on here. I've been staying in this street for the last week and I've been watching the activity happen throughout this week, and every day is getting more and more intense. Things are getting ready to open. Let me show you. So a week ago, the restrictions eased a little bit. You know, they pushed the curfew back, they opened up restaurants and cinemas and everything. So it's getting much more to a normal level. Lately, there's been a real big push on the vaccination. The goal was to get to 70% and then they'll be able to open everything. So here in Bangkok, over 90% have had their first vaccination dose. It gets a little bit complicated with who's fully vaccinated or not, because some require 2, some require 3, but everything is definitely on the right track to be able to open again. Now, while bars haven't been allowed to open, they've been trading as restaurants, so you can still go out and have a good time and hang out. And the rules have been sort of bent a little bit and relaxed. It seems that, you know, you can stand up in there, you can hang out, you can play pool and things like that. So this is a really good step towards opening. Obviously, this is Thailand, and if you really want to drink, you can find a drink, of course. And then this is where it gets a little bit complicated, because nothing has officially been announced. But that's how things work here. They don't officially announce things like a month out or 2 months out, because often it doesn't end up working out. So it's usually quite a last minute thing. So no bars have been allowed to open yet officially. They can trade as restaurants, but nothing's officially been announced for an opening date. However, the government has said that they can start to prepare to be able to open soon. So you can see everywhere, they're getting in stock, they're doing renovations, they're getting everything ready, they're cleaning up, putting signs back on the front. Anyway, I'll take you for a walk through here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I used to walk down this street and it would be pitch black at night, just completely dark. Nowhere was open. None of the restaurants were open. Nothing was happening. Now places have all started to open, and as you come down at night, there's a bit more life down here, even in the daytime. So Hillary behind me and Red, they're both open at the moment. They've got people in there. There's music coming from there. Obviously they're not serving alcohol at the moment, but just the fact that they're open and getting ready is really good. I've just come to under Hooters now to get out of the rain. It still rains every single day in Bangkok. It's still hot as hell. But actually this morning it was quite nice. It wasn't as humid as it has been, but then it got really hot and humid and now it started raining again. So, I mean, it still rains every day, but it's usually just short, like half an hour or so. So you can usually just go somewhere and hide out for a little bit. Now, as I look along this street, one of the main things I notice at night is that the lights are coming on in places. As you used to walk down here, Nana Plaza, the lights were always off. But now as I walk down here, they've even started turning on the lights. So on the weekend that just passed, I walked down this street and it was busy. Like, well, not busy compared to how it used to be, but the busiest I've seen it since coming here this year. So there's definitely more people out and about every single day. Every single day. The traffic is definitely worse. The tuk-tuk drivers are back trying to hustle you to go on a ride with them. But no, the traffic's definitely getting worse. The train's getting busier. There's just more people out and about. So for the longest time, it was like everyone was scared. I remember there was one day I was on a train and someone sneezed and people, like, they had a mask on, it's just a sneeze. And half the people in the carriage got up and changed carriages. So that's all gone. You know, everyone seems much more relaxed and the atmosphere is very different around here now. So there's actually so much activity in this street at the moment. It actually started to get on my nerves. Like, I was staying on this street for a week, and by the end of the week I was like, I have to get out of this place. Just like, as every time you walk down, people are stopping you, they're talking to you, people want to give you massages, they want to They want to give you all sorts of things. But like, you know, tuk-tuk drivers are stopping, taxi drivers are stopping, they want to take you on tours. It got exhausting, but that's good to see that there's a vibe again, you know, there's people out and about, and that everything's getting towards a new normal or towards how it used to be. So behind me just over here is Hillary 4, or was Hillary 4. They closed down and they pulled the sign off. So I thought maybe they were closing down completely, but there's renovations going on. So I'm not sure if that's a new place going in or they're just getting this one ready, because the other ones have all been open this week. It will be interesting to see. I'm sure you've all had some great nights on this street. I know I have. I've had some crackers. I was here one New Year's and it was just insane. It was one of the craziest nights of my life. I remember people were like selling fireworks in the street, and you could just like buy a firework and just let it off in the street. So people were just letting off fireworks everywhere, like all up and down this street, and like literally you'd just be walking along and a firework would come like screaming past you and just explode on the road. Like people were shooting them across, they weren't just shooting them up in the sky. It was absolute chaos, so much fun. I just remember like how noisy this street used to get, how like full of people it would always be. You know, you couldn't walk down the sidewalk. It was just bedlam here everywhere. Oh, it's just so fun to reminisce of how cool this place used to be. Hoping it happens again soon. So if anyone has a cool story about this place, leave it in a comment below. I mentioned, like I did this recently about travel stories, and like people left me some great comments about travel stories. I read them all. So really want to hear some. If you've got some stories here, maybe you were here for New Year's as well, for the chaos, or maybe for Songkran or something, but leave me a story. I love reading them. It's so much fun. Alright, so I've just come back out in the evening, and as you can see, there's some nightlife. We've got lights, you can hear music coming from the places, you can hear just, you know, the noise that you hear from inside a pub, just like laughter and people having a good time. It's so good to see it again. Everything's pointing towards everything properly opening on November 1st. As I mentioned earlier, nothing official's been announced, and nothing official will be announced until probably right before that. But it is good to see the places are getting ready. Everyone's hopeful. You know, there's a real positivity in the air tonight. People are out socializing, having a good time. It's awesome. Alright, so that's a look at what's happening here. It's coming. You know, you can see it's coming. Places are getting ready. You know, there's stock deliveries, there's trucks here like dropping off alcohol and everything. So it's coming very soon. I'll keep you all updated as soon as I see or hear anything different. Alright, well, I'm going to wrap the video up here. Got a fun few days coming up, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, as always, thanks for watching. See you next time. So the police were they were very polite. They were very professional about the whole thing. They're just doing their jobs, really. So the whole experience was very intimidating, but like, you know, in the end, everything was all good. It was the one time I didn't have my camera with me. I always have my camera. It's just always in my hand. This one day I didn't have my camera with me and this happened.